It's the cold hard truth. Everyone really want to know what's going on with her show. Just get on the air and you will know it's Sandra. The queen of the mile road is here, helping people from everywhere. Get on the phone and you will hear Sandra. Now she will tell you how it goes, but don't you ever step on her toes, 'cause you will hear the cold hard truth from Sandra. They say she's the hero in town, helping people from all around. You get a call, your money is found, it's Sandra. Some will call her late at night just to say that there is a fight, and she will not just leave it alone. She'll get up and call on the phone, and when politics starts on her show, everyone really wants to know the way the things will really go with Sandra. And some will start to criticize, get on the show and tell pure lies, but someday we'll realize it's Sandra. And when they start to argue again, she'll pull the heads to the wind, and soon you will be a friend of Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone wants to hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone wants to hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, my beautiful people. How is everybody doing? Everybody's good? Oh my goodness. Amazing. It's Friday, part one, for real, because tomorrow's a holiday. We're going into the beautiful Easter weekend. What do you guys got going on for Easter? Easter camping, Easter snoozing, going to church, of course. I think most of you will be doing that. That's fantastic. What else? Just chilling out at home. Some of you are traveling. I already see the social media post. Up, up, and away. Someone just posted airport vibes, travel perks, girls trip, vacay mode. and they're going to Little Cayman, apparently. It says Little Wins. I've actually never overnighted on Little Cayman. I know it's crazy, but I have done, like, I go in for a little project and then I'm out of there. One of these days. I understand it's a different kind of chill vibe. My goal is to have a little piece of property in all three of our beautiful islands. So Little Cayman is definitely on my bucket list. But I'm also told that there's like nothing there to do. People are so bored. They're like, oh my God, Sandy, it's expensive. And then there's nothing to do. They're like, you see these posts about bacon on Cayman Brac. Imagine what it is in Little Cayman. It's everybody that like flies in the groceries. I'm like, wow, I don't know. I mean, maybe for a weekend we could do that. But beyond that, I would probably be like really, really bored. So I don't know. I'm like, I want to do it. But then part of me is like, man, I don't know how I would survive that kind of like, that's beyond low key. That is, you don't even want to see civilization. That's perfect for when you're probably sick with the flu and you can't see people anyway, or you got COVID or something, you have to self-isolate. Go to Little Cayman and just do it in the bushes. Anyway, yes, I had a good day yesterday. I can't talk about it, but I'm feeling good, feeling real good. And when I can talk about it, I will talk about it. So we can talk about what was reported. So you can read the article, but I don't even want to start the conversation because then I know y'all be wanting to get in the comment section and say stuff. And boy, oops, I don't know why this thing keeps self-muting me. Yes, I was saying that I don't want to talk about yesterday. I feel good. Everything's good. I feel good. And, we'll talk about it afterwards. I don't want to say anything else because y'all done know my friends with the DPP's office, all they do is sit and listen to me, and anything they can run to the judge. Remember when we were all like, probably like 7, 8 years old, and you had the biggest tattletale in the field? That's them. They'd be running up and there with everything. The judge be like, Anyway, I'm going to tell you guys about it later. We're not going to talk about it now because what kind of vibe are we on?
Don't play with me. God on my side, you can't play on me.
You can play on me, girl.
Devil tried, but he can't take from me. Take from me. I'm too covered.
Hallelujah.
You can't aim at me. Boy, don't play with me. Don't play with me. You kept me alive. Don't play with me. Don't.
Y'all see me here trying to sing. Oh, Lord. You know how bad it is? Some dogs I had long time ago. You guys would not have known about Oscar and Rupert, but they were such sweet little dogs. Boy, they used to be. Rupert in particular used to embarrass me. You know what he would do? When I would start singing in the shower or trying to sing and he would hear me, that dog would start howling down the place. I'm like, no, you did not embarrass your mommy like that. Come on, is it that bad? He'd look at me and said, yep, you're part of the pack, honey child. We are howling for you. Yes, praise the Lord and hallelujah. Uh-huh. All right, we're waiting on guests to come in and join us shortly. And I saw one of them, and then they disappeared from the studio. So we'll wait for them to come back. Let me just see your morning greetings this morning. Barbara G in the house. I don't know why my style of thing keeps changing. Something weird going on sometimes in the studio. Morning, Barbara G. How you feeling, honey child? Oh, okay. Hey, morning, Abby. Happy Easter. What you doing for Easter, Abs? Camping? You don't look like a camper to me. You're too glam. You're like, yeah, please. Me and camping? I don't think so. I know my daughter wants to do camping, but we're not really campers. Like I did that when I was in university. First university. So, way back when. And that's real camping. Y'all be glamping around here. Refrigerators, generators, I'm like, what kind of camping do Caymanians actually do? Y'all be loving the Lux life. Man, when I was camping, we had to cut our own wood. It was like freezing outside. I was afraid of like the serial killer in the bushes. Listen, this was like real camping. At night, I was like, don't close your eyes too tight, Sandy. Only God knows who that is actually coming through. OMG. Yeah. Honey chill. I was just thinking to myself, boy, those were the good old days. I really did enjoy camping. No lie. It was fun, but it was it was rugged. Like we no place to really brush your teeth. And that was like, oh man, you had to like go by the river. And I was like, please. Oh, don't we have a bathroom? No bathroom. Go in the bushes. So that was like a totally different experience. Cayman camping is low key, looks like a lot of fun. I've never actually done it. I've never done beach camping. So, I feel like maybe one day, but now I'm like, no, I'm too old for that. My back can't take it. Oh, no. So I will leave it up to you, young folks. I'll be a day camper. I'll come by the campsite during the day and be like, how's it going, honey chow? Show me some food. That's the kind of camping I'm going to do. Staycation. Go and stay in a hotel. That's camping. Anyway, I'm really, really happy that it's Easter. I love this weekend. It's the only 4-day holiday that we get. So there is that. And I feel like it's just such a good chill vibe for a lot of families. Like it gives you an opportunity to, just really have a nice time. Like you can cook. You got so many fun things that you can do over the long holiday weekend. And if you just want to relax, listen, you can do that too, right? You can relax and do absolutely nothing. Doesn't that sound amazing too? Yeah. So I love that. Family time. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And please, I'm begging you guys to be safe out there because, of course, I saw another accident last night that had my head twirling like, what? How? I don't even know how you guys do it. I'm just like, how is this possible? Where do you run into a wall or whatever that was? I don't even know what that was. I have no clue, but the car was like incinerated. As Trump would say, obliterated. We obliterated it. My goodness. Woo-wee. Hot mess. All right. Please be safe out there. We're waiting on one more guest. I see Stuart Wilson in the house. Tanisha Barnes, roll call. Step on into the studio, honey chow. Roll call. We're waiting upon you. We will have a shorter show today because I got to get to town in time to take care of my business. So, punctuality is important. Morning, blissful British. How you doing, Patricia Blake? Real deal. Alfred Real, sorry. I said real deal. Alfred Real is in the house. Lavana, good morning to you. Busy travel weekend also, so please be careful with all the traveling and stuff. I'm hoping Miami is not as bad as these other jurisdictions. I haven't heard that Miami's been terrible where you need to show up 5-6 hours early to the airport because that's how long the TSA line is going to be. Wow. Unbelievable. So I haven't heard that. So hopefully that's not the case. But anyway, still give yourself plenty of time to get there. And big shout out to all the staff that work into the holiday weekends to make it possible because I know Cayman Airways is going to be really, really busy. Morning, Greg. He says, good morning, my neighbors. Look like the only thing to do in Little Cayman is relax with a good cold beer and a good cigar. Well, I'm with you halfway. No beer for me and no cigar for me, but I'm going to kick up my feet and on the hammock one of these days in Little Cayman. Haven't done it yet, but I will. And I think I like that for us. Like, we're three beautiful islands. And I think why not? Why not have one island where you can really be in absolute relaxed mode? Just you and the iguanas probably. Do they have iguanas in Little Cayman? I think they have their own special iguanas, right? As long as they don't come too far, I'm okay with it. All right, put your virtual hands together for Tanisha Barnes. She's joining us from the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage. I think I got it in the right order. Uh-oh, device is not connected. What kind of tech issues are you having this morning? You might have to join with your phone. I don't know about the computer, but try joining with the phone if push comes to shove. So it says we can't add you to the stream because device not connected. Uh-oh, make sure you give it permissions too. Like sometimes you have to say, yes, definitely let me connect. Like let my devices connect. It's like a security thing within Windows. So do that. But she's been on here before, so it's weird. Barbara, you're homesick. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, you're homesick. Let me rephrase that. Are you at homesick or you're homesick as in you miss us? I think it's the latter because she says homesick and missing my favorite holiday camping. Thank God I have you here full of life and keeping me entertained. Okay, I got you. Because homesick can mean two different things. You're homesick and then you're homesick. Okay. Stuart Wilson. Good morning, sir. National Trust. How you doing?
Good morning, Sandra. Morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. This is the first time I think you've actually been on the Cold Hard Truth.
Absolutely correct. And I'm so happy that it's for a good cause, good reason.
Absolutely. You got your Milo ready? Your hot tea?
I'm ready. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna give Tanisha another little minute to see if she can jump back on because we know that this is a joint effort with the National Trust and the ministry. So let's see if she can join us. And then, but this is going to be about that house that's being moved. I was there over the weekend taking some video footage. So I know you're going to give us all the details just here in a second. Absolutely. Happy Easter to Miss Olive. So good to see you. Aliano says he's never been to the Barack. Oh my God, Aliano. Come on now. We can take your Cayman and papers from you, That should be a requirement. In order to get status, you got to go to Cayman Brac and you got to go to Little Cayman, at least Little Cayman for the day. Like I said, I haven't done an overnight visit. I understand, but at least a little day trip because you can literally just drive around in like an hour and you're done. You say hi to all the local residents and stuff like that. So lots of fun times. We have Barbara saying, no, she's at home and sick. Oh, you see, I got the totally wrong interpretation there. What a hot mess. You just never know. Stuart, that's why you got to ask people what they mean. You understand? You see what I mean about a double meaning? Who knew? All right. Buenos dias, Auntie Mal. We got CC McLaughlin in the house. Tanisha, we're going to try it again. All right. It's spinning. I can't see you, but you're in the studio, so I might be able to hear you. Island Pearl is saying, Barbara, the salt water is the best medicine. Ay. Give you a good flush out. Put that head under the water, the salt water. Oh, yeah. Okay. Try talking to us, Tanisha, because I can see you. Well, I can see you spinning, but I can't hear you. Oh, well, we're getting closer. We're getting that. That looks like a little bit of an internet issue there, but we are closer. The spinning wheel.
There you go.
Can you?
Oh, is she there? Oh, yes. There we go. Finally, honey child. You had to bring in the experts, I see.
Well, we tried 3 different computers, so we ended up in the conference room. So hopefully you can hear me.
Yes. You're loud and clear now. We can hear and we can see. Awesome. We see some kind of flashing light, but that's all right. We're going to go with it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good morning to you, ma'am. We're going to be here talking about the house move of the Llewellyn House. So tell us a little bit of history for those who might be listening to the program who have no clue what that is. Tell us a little bit of history on this property, please.
Well, the Llewellyn House, or AKA the Little Blue House in the corner by Royal Bank of Canada, has been in
Mhm.
that location for almost 200 years. And a lot of us drive across it all the time. And we, it's just become part of the community. And it is one of those unique Caymanian households, particularly that it has the Caymanian architecture that we're accustomed to and we
Mhm.
associate with Cayman. So when National Trust Stewart approached us and GT1 about preserving this house, the ministry jumped in it automatically because it aligns with the ministry as well as the government's SBS to preserve Caymanian culture. So it's been a
Mhm.
couple of months in the making. We've been busy behind the scenes working on it, and it's a private partnership, a private public partnership with agencies such as CUC, NRA, Stewart from the National Trust, GT1, Flow. So many different organizations have come together to preserve this house. So this weekend we're going to be moving it, which is why we've come on the show today to just let the public know that there might be a few hours of us being on the road. We're going to try to do it as quickly as possible on Sunday night, but we are trying to preserve this iconic Caymanian home as much as possible.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, tell us about the ownership. Like, what do we know about the history of the property?
Well, Miss Louise Llewellyn was a prominent member of Georgetown, and
Mhm.
in fact, the connecting road there by the house is actually named after her.
Mhm.
And she was an organist in the church, and many people remember her in her front yard, waving every car that drove by when she was
Mhm.
still with us. And in fact, a lot of the people from the Georgetown District Committee attached to the National Trust are actually going to come out as a group to see the actual moving of the house, because she was such a special person to the people there in Georgetown. The house,
Mm.
these houses, a lot of people always ask me, why do we want to preserve these houses? And the reason really is because just like the blue iguana or the brown bat or any of the endangered species in Cayman, these houses
Mhm.
are also endangered by
Mhm.
virtue of the fact that a lot of the materials that are used to make them cannot be sourced anymore. You've got the ironwood, which is an endemic species of wood that grows here in the only grows here in the Cayman Islands and was used as the columns in these homes. You've got the wattle and daub, which is made from limestone, sand, and coral. And as you know, you can't harvest coral anymore. And so these houses really represent a unique era in Cayman history where architecture was done in such a distinct way that the aesthetic really is a complement to our people's ingenuity and their innovativeness.
Mhm. It's amazing. I mean, when you think about a house lasting, hundreds of years, that's basically made out of wood, I think that alone is just
Yes.
an amazing feat. I mean,
And
it,
it's withstood
yeah,
hurricanes. I mean,
yes,
there's it's been, I mean, so it's really a testament to
hmm,
just how well these
Yeah.
things were built back then. And
And also
yeah,
piggybacking what Stuart was saying, about the ingenuity. I mean, we've all grown accustomed to having air conditioning in our homes and apartments, etc. But when you
yeah,
look at these older homes, a lot of them are raised off of the ground to help with the circulation of air, to help with water when it's flooding, as well as, mostly it has a walkway through the middle of the home, again, to help with the air circulation. A lot of them have very high hipped or gabled roofs that allow the air when it hits it to go up from hurricanes. So people who were here during Hurricane Ivan would have noticed that while a lot of our modern buildings sustained quite a bit of damage, a lot of the
hmm,
old homes did not. So again, it
right.
speaks to, as Stuart said, to the ingenuity of those older Caymanians and their selection not only of material, but also the style in which these homes were built. So that's why we're
hmm.
eager once again to preserve this almost 200-year-old house, because it is a testament to the ingenuity of Caymanians and our architecture and things being built using native materials, as well as being aware of the environment in which they're in.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it is truly, truly amazing, and I'm so happy that this particular home is being preserved, because when I saw construction happening around the property, we know that GT1 has purchased the property. I'm assuming they're probably using it for parking or something, but there were definitely concerns there, and I saw people on social media. There was a bit of chatter about, oh my God, what's going to happen to this property? So I'm very pleased. Tell us a little bit about how the collaboration came together with all of the different entities that are going to ensure the preservation of this property.
Well, as I said earlier, GT1 has donated this house to the people of the Cayman Islands because, as you correctly said, they have purchased the property. And so the house has been donated to the people of the Cayman Islands. And so obviously to move the house from one location to the next really would take a team effort. Stuart and the National Trust team, they've done this. This is your third time doing it, Stuart?
Yeah, this is actually the third one that we've been able to save. Yes.
Right. So so they've become quite the pro on moving this. So immediately we gathered together a team of government and private entities. We have NRA who will be there as well, the police, CUC. So everyone's going to be on board to ensure that not only the house safety, but also ensuring that minimum disruption happens. So, you have the roof, we'll be traveling along Elgin Avenue. So to ensure that, electricity is not interfered with and wires, etc., CUC will be on hand to move wires out of the way. Same thing with Flo and their team. Because again, while we're preserving this house, we do not want to disrupt the community. So we're moving it at midnight when hopefully people are either out camping or home in their beds. But we will be up at midnight moving this house along Elgin Avenue through the CNB roundabout, down to Bobby Thompson Way. NRA will be there to move the street lights for us. So it is quite a production. We've mapped this out. We've walked this track. We've done it repeatedly up to this week. Stuart was out there with the contractor and NRA looking at the locations and discussing the best route possible. So there's been quite a bit of planning to take place that's taken place before this. And again, all of these organizations, companies have been committed to assisting in preserving this unique Caymanian home. The Ministry of Pahi is also coming on board. They have given us the use of the roundabout at the Linford Pearson and Bobby Thompson Junction. So that will be the new home. So people will still get to see the home and drive by it as we have been doing for several decades. So we're happy to have it in a new prominent location. And we also tell people, hold on, because there will be some work around restoring the house as well as replicating a traditional Caymanian sand yard in that area as well. So it will be restored to its original glory.
Just tell me again. You said it's going to be at the corner
on the new roundabout by Linford Pearson and Bobby Thompson.
Oh, okay.
Right, Sandy, the roundabout right before you would get to Agape after you're coming from the direction of the cricket pitch.
Yeah.
Now, yes. Okay.
Yeah, it's really a kind of a spot there, because I've been reading a lot of the public comments, and I think a lot of people are concerned, saying, "Oh, well, it's going to be at this roundabout. It may be a distraction." But where it's situated is right where you would come off the shoulder of the Bobby Thompson Way to go towards Agape. So it's in a very kind of it's in a spot that it lends itself to be seen without distracting motorists. Right. So it's the perfect spot that they've chosen. And I know there was some concerns about the Honda Fit drivers on the weekends. And,
yeah, I was just thinking about that. I'm going to be honest with you. That's the first thing that certainly came to my mind.
100%. And I think the ministry.
Are we going to put a little thing around it where it's like, the two both.
Right.
So that was a big concern of ours, Sandra. So we will be pulling bollards in front of it to prevent people from running into it, because it would be a shame to move this, almost 200-year-old house to a new location and have an accident happen to it. So precautions will be put in place to ensure that if someone does accidentally lose control of their car on the road, that there will be something, a barrier there to stop them and to prevent them from running into the house.
And let me just say, because of where the house is situated, the trajectory is way out of the main sort of causeway. So, I mean, somebody would have to you would have to be literally like deliberately aiming for that particular spot, because it's so kind of the way it's situated. And when folks see it, they will understand it's really, I think, really thought out well. and that's a
Mm-hmm.
compliment. That's a compliment to the government and
Mm-hmm.
their agencies.
Thank you.
They know exactly what they're doing. So
Yes.
we are really happy to be working with them.
Yeah. So I've witnessed one of these homes being moved before, and it's quite a production from the perspective of what is required, like the physical manpower, the heavy equipment, and so on.
Right.
So what can we expect, Stuart, to happen this time with the actual, you said it's happening at night. Does that add any elements of trickery, trying to move it at night?
I suppose there are some logistical issues that we've had to calculate that are, I guess, not conventional in terms of what you would expect for a normal construction site. We've got to encapsulate the house and reinforce it with structural plywood.
Mhm.
Then we've got to put steel beams below the house and weld and do a lot of welding to make sure that those are secure. And then we come along with a crane, an 80-ton crane, and we're going to hoist the house onto the back of a lowboy, and then make our way up the Bobby Thompson way. Now, the fact that we're doing a lot of this at night is really, we will have some lighting, some special lighting in the area. But it won't really, I don't think it hasn't in the past affected the actual way that we go about doing what we do. And
Right.
by the time we get ready, say 3, 4, or 5 in the morning to get moving, the sun is kind of just coming out, and we'll have a little bit of that light, that natural light to guide us as we go. And as Sandra, as Tunisia has mentioned, a lot of people will be camping or traveling over the weekend. So I think it's really the ideal time to move the house as well.
Yes, absolutely. So the amazing thing is, like I said, I've actually witnessed one of these. It's slow and methodical.
Yeah.
It is, yes.
But I do think that, again, because of the timing of this one, because that one was like an early Sunday morning. So I was able to go out for I don't know if you remember this one, Stuart, but it was the one that, what was the starting point? Oh gosh, I can't remember the starting point.
So
but
we
we
did
went
one
all
from
the way
Bobby
out.
Thompson. We did one from Bobby Thompson, from Boggy Sand Road. And then we did one from Goring Avenue. We did another one from Goring
Maybe
Avenue.
this is Goring
I
Avenue.
think Goring Avenue and Sandra,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was 20. I think that was the January the 5th, 2020. We did
right
that.
before COVID, yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we actually captured that one and have footage and stuff of that. So that was pretty amazing. I'll probably be sleeping at midnight for this one.
Well, Sandra, for all of those
We
people
will have.
sleeping-
Sorry.
for all those people sleeping, we will be recording it, and
Good.
we're glad to share it with you and your audience at a later date as well.
Yeah. Perfect.
Sandra, we make sure you get the first dibs on the video as well.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
100%.
Thank you so much. So good luck with the move. Again, congrats to the government and all the partners for just making this happen in a very seamless manner, because I think that is obviously very, very critical. And if you've got an old home in your family that you guys know you're going to be selling the property for whatever reasons. Now I heard it's a little Marl Road, Sophia. I heard there was 1.5 million reasons to sell this land. But anywho, it's people's private properties, so they can do with it as they choose. But if your family has one of these older homes, please reach out to the National Trust. They will seek to preserve it as much as possible. And if it means arranging with the ministry, with government to move the house, by all means, that can, as you see, obviously happen. Someone has said if they're not going to speak to the historical story of the house, I think they did already as much as they could. Does anybody else have a story that perhaps they want to tell? I think somebody knows more to the story, and that's why they should call in at 936-2626. Do you know anything, Stuart, about the seafarers in this house?
Well, I know that this, in addition to several other prominent houses in Georgetown, work what they refer to as boarding houses, meaning that when people came from, I guess, from sea or even from Cayman Brac, or maybe even Jamaica, whether they be pastors for the church or people who were contributing in some way to the community here, they would have stayed at these houses. This one, and then there's another one by the stoplight right next to Scranton. And the lady that lives there, I think her name is Mrs. Seymour. People know her as Miss Tidit. And her house was also another one of the prominent boarding houses in Georgetown. And I'm actually going to be writing a story on that one and actually adding that to the register as well for people to know a little bit more about that one as well. So, because I think a lot of these houses can be fairly inconspicuous because they're not on the general roadway or people kind of miss them sometimes. Yes. And so we have to do our best to highlight them as a National Trust, put them on the register so that people know that the importance of these homes.
Wonderful. All right. And, once it's moved, Miss Anita says, why is that a perfect spot for this historic house? Too bad we don't have some sort of heritage village like they do in Hawaii and other areas. Any thought to that from a National Trust perspective there, Stuart?
Well, yes, I think that it would be really ideal to have a little village where we could have some artisans working and baking cakes and a caboose outside and all this wonderful stuff. Now, to take care of these homes as an ongoing concern can be quite expensive. Insurance, planning regulation considerations. To make them occupants get the occupants certification for them is not an easy thing to do. And the atrophy on these houses is supernatural, meaning that over time, something that is 200-300 years old, it's just the maintenance on it is really, really, really quite a large concern.
Undertaking.
Yeah. It's not something that it requires. So to have 6 or 7 or 10 of them in one place would be really amazing, and I think that it could be a really lovely tourist attraction for Cayman. But I think that would have to be something that's done, I think, through a private organization, because as you know, the National Trust, really, we are a non-government, non-profit organization, essentially a charity. So we rely heavily on donations and the assistance of the public for what we do, and private partnerships, and like this kind of partnership that we have with the government and with 1GT. We really rely on those kinds of relationships. But it's something that I certainly would be happy to help facilitate if there was an entity or a company on island that saw this as being something they would want to do. I'm sure we could somehow make that happen. But I think it's a great idea. It's one that I've heard many times before. It's been floated in a lot of our discussions at the National Trust, and it's something that we often think about.
Yeah. And to Miss Anita, I would say, soon come. There might be some plans taking place in the background that might make that become a reality sooner than later. And then Sandra, I saw one of your audience member talking about could they get a walkthrough afterwards. Stuart, correct me if I'm wrong, but your team did a video of inside of the house, which you guys are going to make available through your webpage.
Yes, in fact, we do have. I'm going to make it available on our website as well as the Heritage Register. But Sandra, I think I can send you a link to that as well. It's a 3D image rendering of the house that we have, a 3D model of the house, so people can actually walk inside, go all throughout the house. And this was before we removed the concrete parts in the back and the front. So they'll be able to see what the house was like before we began encasing it and getting it ready for the move. It's really something neat, kind of a neat look at what was really a quaint little cottage in Georgetown,
Yes. And some Live Happy says we should all come out and celebrate the move with some cheer to cheer it on. Don't go to sleep this historic moment. You actually don't want people to do that. You want them to stay out of your way.
They can be on the side of the road, which is fine as long as they don't interfere with us. But I mean, persons know the route, and if they do want to come out, then that would be wonderful as well.
Okay.
But again, we would just ask them to try to stay out of the way as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Tartarian says that we should still build homes like this. I don't see why not, with a modern twist inside and modern material to help continue our culture. Well, go talk to the insurance companies, Tartarian. If you can get them to cover wood structures, I'm all for it. Yeah. But you'll see that most insurance companies do not, as a matter of policy, cover wood.
It's the wattle and daub too, Sandra, because a lot of the house is made from the wattle and daub, which is like limestone, sand, and coral. So, I mean, it would be impossible to harvest the coral to make them just like this, to do it to this exact specification. It would be difficult. Now, there are some other modes of wattle and daub that can be used. Like they do a style in Honduras, which the actual contractor who's moving this house, Mr. Miguel Brown, and I just want to shout him out because he is a fantastic partner to have in these types of exercises. And he's one of the few people left that can do wattle and daub work. So I mean, imagine if somebody needed a wattle and daub house built, he could do it. But they would be using crushed lime as opposed to coral.
Coral, yeah.
Right. And so it would be slightly different, but I mean, the aesthetic would be the same. I'm guessing so. I imagine it could be done. But I know planning, getting it past planning stage and whatnot might be. I don't know how that would work, but
certainly, that might present some challenges.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. I mean, this is fantastic. Miss Brenda says something like this has to remain with the government. If you put this in the hands of a private entity, that will pose more of the same problems we're experiencing now. So yeah. Okay. So another person is sharing a little bit more on the history of the family. And let me just share this with you all. They're shy to call in.
Not a problem.
So here we go. Give me one quick second here. Let me just pull it up. So this person says, a little history for you. Miss Tit's maiden name was Seymour. Her married last name is Wellington of Welly's restaurant fame, who's now her ex-husband. Her brother, Fernando Seymour, was married to Emily Louise Llewellyn's daughter.
That's correct. That's correct.
So
and he was also an organist in the church. Mr. Ferdinand was an organist as well in the church.
So people around my age who went to Emsley and were part of the Girls Brigade would be very familiar with Miss Emily. She was a volunteer with Girls Brigade for many years. So,
and the Cubs.
And the Cubs. And Mr. Ferdinand was also, as he said, the organist at the Emsley Memorial Church in Georgetown.
Yes. And Sandy, my executive director at the National Trust, we actually are building a model, a replica of a old Caymanian style home up at the Botanic Park and the Blue Iguana facility.
Oh.
And so it can be done. He's just reminded me that these homes can be done and they can be passed through planning specifications. And so it is something that if people wanted to build a model of an old Caymanian home, it's something that could be done.
Good morning, Miss Karen Thompson. She says, yes, Mr. Ferdinand. Did I say Fernando?
You did.
Oh, sorry. Mr. Ferdinand. Ferdinand Seymour. So, of course, lots of names that we're familiar with from Georgetown, the Seymours. Any idea? I don't know if we know this, Tunisia, but the Louise Llewellyn, where's that Llewellyn last name from? That one's a little bit different. Do we have anything on the Llewellyns?
I can't think of anything right off the top of my head, but there's several names that did exist in Cayman that we might not be familiar with. But when you look, like even on the slave registry, Phelan, I mean, we're familiar with Phelan Drive down on South Church Street. That was
Mm-hmm.
a name as well that's kind of gone with the wind in Cayman through generations and people marrying, etc. So
Yeah.
Llewellyn might have been one of those older names that has
Okay.
disappeared over the years. Because he
Yeah.
had one daughter, Miss Emily, and Miss Emily then married, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Ferdinand, so hence why that name kind of died out.
I
Yeah.
see a comment here by from
Miss
Mrs.
Brenda.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's right because the house was built by a gentleman by the name of Gifford Anderson,
Yeah.
and so he
Ah.
would have been Val would have been a descendant of Gifford's.
Hmm.
Very
Okay,
cool.
so she says yes. If not mistaken, Llewellyn's related to the late Val Anderson, and the name came from Jamaica,
Hmm.
as a lot of her names did. Another person says, I believe her name is from Bodden Town, but I might be wrong. Huh, interesting. We this is when we need Clint Ebanks in the house because he's very well versed with a lot of Cayman genealogy and lots of information about the historical context of a lot of her names. But yeah, some family names didn't quite remain as popular as others, but nonetheless, very, very interesting historical fact this morning. So thank you guys so much for this. A little bit of history and culture. Tartarian says, yes, that's great news that a replica can be done. Planning should support our culture. So we look forward to having more details on that. And Mr. Stewart, I don't know if you know this or not, but as part of the CMR TV crew and hopefully very, very soon projecting into the future CMR radio, we have invited a number of organizations to think about having their own show, whether it's like weekly, monthly episode. And of course, the National Trust is one that we would love to have come on board. And I know we sent something, I think, to your board chairman in reference to this, but maybe it's something, I know you were on the creative side that you guys can start to put your mind to, because we'd love to have a segment where you could feature, you could do so many different
all this
yeah.
kind of stuff that we're doing. Wonderful, absolutely. I'm sure my executive director, Mr. Frank Ralston, would certainly be open to that.
Yes. Yeah. So thanks again. We've got Miss Tanisha Barnes, who is joining us from the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage. And we have Mr. Stuart Wilson, who's joining us from the National Trust. We thank both of you so very, very much for coming and telling us a little bit about this house move. Folks, it's going to be yet another historical moment for Cayman architecture and structures and the preservation of them, which is very, very important. Now, there's a pink one that when I was there on Saturday doing some video footage that I saw across the house, and it occurred to me there's probably not going to be that long before the pink one is up for sale.
Well, actually, Sandra, the lady who owned that house donated it to the Cayman's government upon her death. So that actually falls under our ministry. We've been working on it for the past year. We redid the roof. We've been working on the inside. So we're hoping to have that open to the public, that people be able to walk through it and have different events. So that you don't have to worry about the pink house. That one is secure.
Okay, good. I'm very, very happy to see that, or to hear that, I should say. Thank you so much. Because I was eyeing it on Saturday. I was like, pink house is probably going to be next.
No, we have it already.
Thank you for the update. Really, really appreciate that. All right, folks, let's give a virtual round of applause to Miss Tanisha Barnes from the ministry and Stuart Wilson from the National Trust. Thank you guys so much, and we look forward to receiving the footage. Oh, we've got a phone call. Let's take a quick call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning to your guests. Just wanted to share a little bit more of the experience.
Mhm.
Miss Louise also, the person that said that she had a Bodden Town connection, they're absolutely correct,
Mhm.
because she's also related to the Berries. And on that side, there's still family members alive. And also, her husband was a police officer.
Mhm.
And he did, yes, and she was an Anderson. Her maiden name was Anderson. So yes, she was related to Mr. Val Anderson, and then she married the Llewellyn man who came here from Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Harry Anderson, that was her brother, who was the father of Miss Emily. And
okay.
yes, and of course, he was an icon on his bicycle around Georgetown. He was, when McDonald's, was, I guess, for food and so on, he was always there. And after that, then he was, his daily routine was to ride down on the waterfront.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Miss Brenda. That was very, very helpful. I appreciate it.
And I don't want to call the family members names there because I don't have their permission. But I could speak. I know Stuart, and Stuart would know some of them. And, I could speak to him offline. You can give him my number, and I can tell him, who he can speak to that could give him a lot of history on the house, the family.
I would love that. Absolutely.
Okay, Sandra, please privately give him my number, and he can call me.
Okay.
I'm sure they would be happy to speak with him. I don't think they would call in to say anything, but I would, to put, some historical, what do you call it?
There's additional context to it. Yes.
Thank you. I was kind of picturing, when you go to these historical places and they've got them right up and it's all in the plexiglass. That's what was coming to mind, but I don't remember the name. But anyway, but I would be happy to provide Stuart with their names, and then he can contact them. All right.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now I'm sending you that number right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Brenda. All right. Well, thank you to both of you, and please enjoy the Easter weekend. And Tanisha, any camping for you? What's going on?
I'll be working this weekend, but my family members will be camping. I might pop in.
Yeah. All right, Stuart. How about you? You planning on doing?
I'm just gonna be working on this house and taking it easy. Maybe hitting the gym for a bit. Maybe take my dog out to the beach for a little bit.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. All right. Thank you both. And please enjoy the weekend and be safe.
Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you.
All right, folks, there we have it. And I'm going to be ending the show in about 5 minutes, honey child, so I can get to court early. I want to get there early. And I didn't get to do my little curls last night. So I might try to see if I can squeeze in a few before I head off to court. Gotta look good. Hello. Hi. Oh, Lord. Y'all just be cracking me up. I be cracking myself up. God knows you got to make yourself laugh sometimes. All right. So what go on. So y'all know that I got to play a nice little song for you this morning. This is going to be my outro song. I want to play something else, but it ain't 9:30 yet. But I'll post that up later. Y'all will understand. If you're a regular listener to the program, you totally know exactly what I mean. But going into the Easter weekend, the positive vibes, I feel like am I glowing this morning? Do you guys see a little extra glow? Or is that all a figment of my imagination? I don't know, but I feel fantastic. Woo! Honey child. So I want to, put some positivity out for everybody else out there. I had a little joke last night. There was somebody on Instagram who commented on one of her stories, and they made me laugh because they said that that apparently I what did they say? That I have groceries delivered because I'm afraid to go to the grocery store. I had to laugh. Y'all are so funny. I've never had groceries delivered, but I'm not opposed to the idea. But actually, I've never had groceries delivered to my house. Even during COVID, I was standing in line on the days that was H. Thank God I was an H and not all the way down in the W's. So I was standing in line with everybody else. I don't go as much because I'm just busy, right? Same reason why I hardly cook anymore. I'm just busy. But I do go to the grocery store on occasion. It takes me a long time to get through, but y'all see me there. And y'all know because I'll be paying for people's groceries when I do go. The little old ladies, I'll be like, I got this for you, honey child. You don't worry about a thing. The Lord has blessed us, and we must pass those blessings on to other people as well. Brother Paul joining us from Bermuda. How you doing, honey child? Did you watch the Artemis II launch yesterday? What is that? I have no clue what that even is. No clue. No, I guess I didn't watch it. Karen says the late Royal Anderson might be related. Sue says that's why we all see you in Foster's. I know, because clearly I'm having groceries delivered. Does anybody really do delivery here? I mean, I think they have like the bento people and stuff, like they can bring you food. Oh, the rocket. No, I totally did. Oh yeah, somebody mentioned there was somebody going to the moon or something. Is that the rocket they're sending to the moon? So they sent it there and it came right back. Oh, I don't know. No time for sky gazing, I guess. I didn't even think too hard about it when somebody said something was happening with the moon. I was like, oh, okay. So anyway, yesterday was a really, really busy day. And it was a good day for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I do want to leave you guys. I want to leave you guys with some positivity as we go into the Easter weekend. It takes 6 days, says John LaRue, to get to the moon, and they'll circle it and come back. It's a 10-day mission. So what's the objective of the mission? What are they going to the moon again for? Are they collecting some data, some footage? They're circling around the moon to get some new updated photos. What are they doing? It's really, really interesting about the whole moon. One day we'll talk about the moon a little bit, because it's interesting when the race to get to the moon was on and how a lot of that happened. Kirk says, good morning. God bless you all. I'm in Jamaica. Hello, friend. What part of Jamaica are you from? Lucky Body says data for the 2028 moon landing. Oh, they're planning on landing again? Okay. Miss Lucille, wishing everyone a blessed, lots of blessings always. Paul says he's doing fine. There was a rocket launch orbit around the moon. So that's what we're hearing. Okay. Is that a government or private sector mission? Oh, and the last mission was 50 years ago. Oh, I wonder what they'll find different now, because the technology has changed a lot, Karen, in 50 years. I'm sure they'll be able to get some really awesome and amazing photos and stuff. It apparently has a restroom issue and they're trying to fix it. The moon? What? Oh, NASA has a restroom issue? Or the moon has a, what? Damien? Huh? We'll be getting 4K images for sure. That'll be pretty cool. Yeah. I was watching something a couple days ago about the Mariana Trench, which is like the darkest, not the darkest, that is the darkest, but like the deepest place in the ocean. And that was so fascinating. There was a little snippet of something that broke my heart when they were talking about, how they eventually got all the way down. And, it was quite a task, because the first time they went, was it 2 people in that capsule? But anyway, the glass actually cracked because of the pressure, right? And they didn't think that anything survived at those depths, but of course they did find some life. But a couple missions later, there was a guy who went multiple times. Couple missions later, they actually found pieces of plastic garbage down there, all the way down there. And oh my God, my heart just sank when I heard that. I'm like, oh, humans are destroying the earth. I mean, the deepest place where they didn't even think there was life. They go down there and they find trash, like a chip bag or something ridiculous. I was like, what? Oh my God. We got to do better. Pollution of our waters, pollution of the oceans. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, please, on that note, you guys are going camping this weekend. We always play this interview at DART. We haven't recorded it in a couple of years, but it remains the same message. For their properties, and they do have quite a few out in the Rum Point area and stuff, they allow the public to use their properties, but they ask you, please, to ensure that you are cleaning up after yourself. Leave it better than you found it, perhaps. They provide the porta potties for you to be able to use. And so we encourage you to utilize those. I got a quick announcement here that I'm going to make just as a reminder that we have the Making Waves nominations for the 2026 Making Waves Awards, which are coming up. The nominations are going to close on April the 13th. So the deadline is fast approaching. And so any Caymanian that that are doing Caymanians that are doing amazing and wonderful things around the world in their communities, the Making Waves Awards is all about highlighting them and celebrating Caymanians that live overseas and continue to have a positive impact in their fields and representing Cayman proudly on the global stage. 9 categories. We've got health and wellness, environment and sustainability, education, STEM, inclusion, tourism, travel and hospitality, sports, arts, culture and heritage, financial, legal, and professional services. So if you know AK Mannion, who's been living overseas for at least 12 months and doing great work, this is your chance to recognize them. Nomination process is quick and easy. Just visit caymanconnection.org/nominate. Deadline again is quickly approaching on April the 13th, which is basically a week from Monday. So let's get those nominations in, folks. Again, caymanconnection.org/nominate. Get on it, honey child. Greg says the idea is that NASA is going to use the moon as a space station to support further explorations into deeper space. Oh, Lord, have mercy. No, that's okay, Stacy. I don't need it again. The Cayman Trench is the second deepest, says Tartarian. It's pretty amazing. All right. So it's the weekend. It's Easter weekend. I know you guys are going to be. No, I said I didn't need it again. No, you took too long. That message is like old. Oh, the egg. No. Leave that. I'm coming. No, I'll grab that on my way out. No, that's okay. I thought you were reading the other message. Clearly, she hasn't read the other message. No, I'll grab my egg. Having some protein this morning. Kind of make sure the brain is firing in all cylinders. As I'm sitting there on court, I'm like, brain power, dun, 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 memory power, dun, dun, dun. All right. So that's amazing. We'll talk about that next week, honey chill. But anyway, Easter weekend is here. Campers, please be safe. Enjoy the weekend. Please keep an eye on your children at the campsites. Do I need to say that again? Keep an eye on your children at the campsites. You can't be trusting every Tom, Dick, and Harry and Uncle Joe to be coming around the place and around your children. Keep them safe. Okay? Keep them safe in the water. We don't want any water accidents or anything like that. All right, honey chill. All right. And on that note, this is an amazing rendition of this song. This is like one of the theme songs of the year that I'm just loving it. God Don't Play About Me. And I just want to remind you all, this is your lesson going into the weekend. But I love this rendition of it. So enjoy this and enjoy the weekend. I'll see you guys next week, Tuesday.
One thing God don't do, He don't play about me. When the darkness came for my name, He stepped in instantly. Every demon tried to whisper, but He silenced every lie. They thought they had my spirit broken, but my God stood by my side. He walked into the battle, and the enemy had to flee. He cleared every shadow around me, said this one belongs to me. God don't play about me. He don't let no weapon rise. He covers me with His mercy, and He wipes tears from my eyes. When the world tried to crush me, He rebuilt what they destroyed. He filled every empty corner with His strength and with His joy. He cast out every demon, every darkness that I held. He broke chains I hid in silence, lifted me when I fell. They don't know the prayers I prayed, the storms I barely survived. But God had His hand upon me, kept my calling alive. God don't play about me. He fights the darkness. Every shadow had to leave, because one thing is forever true. My God don't play about me.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.